This is LGR, London Greek Radio.
Κατέβασε τη δωρεάν εφαρμογή του London Greek Radio από το App Store για iOS και Google Play για Android και συντονίσου. London Greek Radio 103,3. Μας φέρνει πιο κοντά.
LGR, I'm Vasoula Christodoulou. Right, almost 1 million young people aged between 16 and 24 in the UK are currently not in education, employment or training, the highest figure in a decade. Behind these statistics lies an even more concerning reality for some of the country's most vulnerable young people. Around 40% of care-experienced young adults are classified as NEET, compared with just 12.7% of their peers. 1 in 3 caregivers experiences homelessness within 2 years of leaving care, and more than a quarter of the adult prison population has spent time in care. To discuss why so many young people are falling through the cracks and what can be done to improve outcomes, I'm delighted to welcome Matthew Gordon, founder of the Ambitious Together Foundation and CEO of Spectra. Matthew, thank you very much for joining us today on LGR. Now, let's begin with the headline figures. Nearly 1 million young people are now classified as NEET. How concerned should we be about this trend?
Vasoula, thank you for having me. I think it's one of the largest challenges facing our country. The reality is too many young people are entering adulthood without the support, the networks that most of us, my children included, take for granted. Around 1 million young people are currently NEET. And in the West Mids, where I'm from, youth unemployment remains among the highest in England. And so our simple ambition is to connect more young people with trusted relationships, opportunity, and most of all, hope.
So have these numbers surprised you, Matthew, or have been this trend developing for some time now?
It has been developing for a while, and no, it hasn't entirely surprised me, but I have been working in this space for over a decade. But it is still concerning because unless we come alongside our young people, you know, there is a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Unless we are active participants in that village, then hope can be lost. I mean, the Milburn Review highlighted that we are at risk of a lost generation. COVID and lockdown didn't help that. But the young people who thrive in our families and communities don't do it, they don't build their futures alone. And so why should we expect young people who are in care, are young carers, are estranged to build a future on their own?
So what exactly happens when a young person leaves the care system, Matthew?
So it's a term which often people are familiar with in social care. It's called the cliff edge. And at 18, just as our young people are entering adulthood, they are a lot of the essential services or support is ripped away. That's just the way the system is structured, and they are expected to navigate work, housing, and life on their own. And that reality has caused some very poor outcomes for our young people. You mentioned the prison stats, the housing and homelessness stats, and also the NEET one. And so we recognize at the foundation that young people don't just need services, they need people, and that's why we exist.
So, and this is the Ambitious Together Foundation, yes? And what inspired you to launch this charity? I mean, and what gap are you hoping it will fill?
Great question. So your listeners may not know, but Spectra, the company that I run, we are all the delivery partner for the Care Leaver Covenant, which is a national program that has been running since 2018 to connect care leavers with opportunities in business and university and education. So it's great. But in terms of the mentoring, to actually help on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis, that's what we believe has been missing. A trusted adult, the community practically volunteering and believing in our next generation. That's what is mentoring. It's confidence, it's belonging, and it's knowing someone is in your corner. And so we have witnessed how one relationship can change the direction of a life, and that's why we're doing this work.
And you have a great story about Melika, Matthew. One of the stories associated with this campaign, yes, who moved 48 times while growing up in a care, but went on to become a graduate with multiple degrees. What can we learn from success stories like hers?
Well, what I want your listeners to hear from the likes of Malika, who, the reality of moving 40 plus times, that destabilization, but still the resilience to bounce back, to educate herself, to show up. For me, I haven't seen many young people quite like that. And so her resilience is an inspiration. But even Malika, young people can get tired,
Yes.
And we need to be there to put our arms around them, to open doors, to cheerlead, and to offer confidence, because she's great, but she deserves our support. She deserves our recognition.
So, what qualities make a good mentor, would you say, Matthew? Does someone need specialist qualifications to make a difference?
No, I wouldn't say specialist qualifications, but empathy, rapport,
yes,
are absolutely essential. Building that empathy instinct and a real cheerleader. Somebody who wants you to do well. They are ambitious for you. It makes a world of difference if you can, get your virtual pom-poms and just cheer our young people on. And even things, what we've noticed around where do our young people go if they've had a great day, they've had a great outcome? Who do they share that with? Being available to be a great active listener, to be optimistic for them, and to listen and support are the qualities that we believe are essential. And I suppose finally, it's mentors who will stay and show up. This is not a fly-by-night assignment. This is individuals who recognize that they're in for the long haul.
So I can say that the foundation hopes to support 15,000 young people across England and Wales, which is, this is amazing. And of course, if we get more people to get involved, this number will be even bigger, which is it's really great, if any of our listeners is able to help. So what would you like employers listening today to consider?
I would like listeners to, if there's anything that you've heard around mentoring, if you want to practically get involved, do reach out to us at ambitioustogether.org.uk. Sign up to become a mentor, or drop us an email saying how you would like to encourage your organization to get involved and support our young people. We have an awful lot of ambitious young people. Just because they are currently NEET doesn't mean that they don't want to move forward. And we get by with a little help from our friends, and I think that's the message that I would like your listeners to understand.
That's fantastic. So are you optimistic that things can improve, Matthew?
Absolutely,
Fantastic.
without question, and we've seen it in a relatively short space of time when people, our mentors, buy in to supporting our young people as they would their own. You know, their nephews, their nieces, their children.
Exactly.
We have seen it move mountains very quickly.
And I will totally agree with you when you said the magic word, empathy. I think if someone has the empathy, this is number one. This is all you need, and the rest can follow.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Thank you very much for joining us today and for sharing your insights on such an important issue. The statistics we have discussed today are certainly sobering, but your work also highlights the difference that mentoring, support and opportunity can make in transforming lives. We wish you and everyone at the Ambitious Together Foundation every success as you work to support young people across England and Wales. Thank you again for joining us on London Greek Radio, Matthew. Have a great day.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great day.
Bye-bye.
This is LGR, London Greek Radio.
Ο αγαπημένος σου ελληνικός σταθμός στα social media. Ακολούθησέ μας στο Instagram και στο TikTok, βρες μας στο Twitter και κάνε like στη σελίδα μας στο Facebook London Greek Radio.